Howdy y'all, Joe Hooker 11 here, and you're watching another episode of the Joe Hooker 11 Show. So, anyways, I was thinking about what I could possibly do for this new episode, and I have a lot of ideas bouncing around in my head and whatnot. And today, for the past couple days, I've actually been doing a lot of writing of fan fiction. I love writing. I especially love writing fan fiction. Now, it then came to my mind in that several things that conversations I've had in the past, and that is how is fan fiction okay? And I've heard many different opinions. One opinion that I heard, which was actually it was really interesting, was that fan fiction is okay if you set it in the setting, if you set it in the place, but you don't use the characters. Uh, okay, well, so let's say you want to do a Lord of the Rings story then. Does that mean it's alright as long as it takes place in Minas Tirith? But there's no mention of Denethor, there's no mention of Faramir, there's no mention of the quest of the Fellowship of the Ring. There is none of that. Why is that okay? And having people's characters in the story not? Now, I do understand the whole butt sore that people get and whatnot the over it's theirs. It is their stuff. And why are you going out there taking their stuff and mess with it? I understand that. I I myself, I'm an author. I've published books online. I just finished writing and publishing one called Chancellorsville, which I published on Lulu.com. And okay, that's a historical, an alternative history story. So it's not like any of the characters I invented were new per se, but it comes. But I've written other stuff by myself, and I wouldn't want somebody going through my computer and taking my stuff and then switching around. But if it's already published, and if you're not going out there to sell it, if you're just taking the ideas of the stories and running with them, what is what's really the problem then? And again, you go back to, well, it's not their stuff to mess with, it's my stuff to mess with. I I remember after Mara Jade died from the Star Wars Expanded Universe, Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker's wife, gets killed in the Legacy book series that Timothy Zahn, who had created the characters, like, now wait a second, wait. You did not even talk to me about the fact that you were going to kill this person, kill her off. I had planned for her. I had this whole thing set out for her. And you're going out there and doing this without my permission has really messed up the character. And it was my character type of thing. I can understand that. However, it's it's not like it's hurting anybody. It really isn't doing fan fiction. Now, I have also heard the argument before that fan fiction is lazy. It's really lazy writing that it's your way to cop out of actually having to go out there and do something yourself. Uh, not so much. It's really not that. I have read some fan fiction that is extremely well written. It is really well written, and the only thing is that these guys were using somebody else's characters and whatnot to make their fan fiction. That's the whole point of fan fiction, is doing that. But it really is good writing, and I will admit my fan fiction is not my best writing. It's never been my best writing. It's when I write stuff that's totally unique, it's totally my own. That's when it becomes. I just work at it more harder because it's mine. But the thing is that people are a lot more interested in my fan fiction. They're not interested so much in what I've written by myself, my original works. They're much more interested in my fan fiction, and I don't know, maybe it's just because of how I write it or whatnot. But the thing is that fan fiction is how I started writing. That's how a lot of people start writing, is by writing fan fiction. it helps them develop their ideas, to finite them, and to use ideas with writing that they can then transfer into when they write their own stories and whatnot. And I I guess you could then argue that it does taint how people write and whatnot, because if they're writing this fan fiction and whatnot, isn't it going to bleed over into the actual stories? Well, it goes back to the thing that no story that's ever been written is entirely original. Harry Potter was not an original story. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons it took, I think it was book four, like an additional year to come out when it was supposed to come out 1 year, was because of the fact that there was an author who had written a series before, and he's like, wait a second, you took my ideas and used them. And Rowling's like, no, I didn't. I didn't use your story ideas. But you read the stories and from this other author, and you realize that there's a lot of stuff in there that has clearly been used over here. However, J.K. Rowling is an established author. As such, it doesn't matter that she used somebody else's ideas and whatnot in it. It goes back to the idea, it doesn't matter. You can steal as many ideas as you want. It's how you use the ideas. Are you using them in an original way? And I guess I can use that for a whole nother video blog and whatnot on kind of my ideas of writing and whatnot, which probably will be. I'm going to do some video blogs in the future, kind of promoting some of the work that I've done and also my views on writing and whatnot. And but the thing is that fan fiction, in my mind, fan fiction doesn't hurt anybody. As a matter of fact, it helps the story grow. There are some authors that are actually okay with fan fiction. J. Michael Straczynski has never really come out and been like, you cannot do fan fiction. Warner Brothers has been like, you can't do Babylon 5 fan fiction. But Straczynski is just like, nah, whatever. George Lucas, while he doesn't really like, he doesn't really like anything that he hasn't done. He doesn't really like the expanded universe. I think that's why he started doing the Clone Wars series, was because he didn't like how people were doing the expanded universe. But the thing is that it doesn't hurt anybody. People who do fan fiction are under a strict code that you're not going to go out and sell it, so they're not making profit off of it, and it helps them develop their own writing skills, writing techniques. It helps them hone their abilities as authors and writers. So really, I do not think that the fan fiction is a hindrance. As a matter of fact, in a lot of ways, fan fiction expands the horizon, it keeps the stories alive. That's one reason why Star Wars has done so successful, is because people have been able to write down these fan fiction stories and whatnot and really keep that alive. But anyways, that's just my opinion. You can have your own opinion and whatnot. And if you don't like my opinions, well, there's always other video podcasts that you can listen to. Anyways, like, subscribe to the show, and I shall talk to you next time.